Hey, what's up guys? My name is Cherno and welcome to 2017. So this video is just here to be kind of like an update video for the entire year. Just telling you guys what I have planned. It's been a while since I put out a video, I think about 2 months. Almost 3 months probably. And I mean, I just want to tell you guys what's been going on and what the plan is for the year, and hopefully we'll see what we can do here. So first of all, the hair. The hair is gone. New year, new me. That's how I usually roll. So 2017 hopefully is going to be a pretty sweet year. But ultimately, the things that I want to talk about is this YouTube channel, because I haven't been active at all lately, and there are a few reasons for that. But basically, I do want to get back into this. As usual, it's a new year. I want to start fresh, and I want to hopefully have this year to be an actual significant year in terms of my YouTube channel, because in the past year or so, I haven't really done anything new. I haven't really grown or anything like that. And I feel that you guys are expecting content from me that I'm not delivering, and there's all that going on, and hopefully we can work something out where I can actually start making videos that you guys want, and hopefully I'll be able to discipline myself into actually making those videos instead of just lying around doing nothing. So, of course, just so you guys know, I do have a job. I'm a full-time software engineer at EA. At a studio here called Fire Monkeys, but I'm more or less in like kind of the central engine division of EA now. So we basically work on the game engine behind pretty much every EA mobile game that's coming out around about now. So that's what I do. That's like my full-time job. Obviously, that's where my priorities lie. Obviously, I don't have as much time to do YouTube as if I was like a full-time YouTuber or something. So you guys have to expect that. That's the first thing I want to kind of be real about. The second part, though, is that I do enjoy programming, and I love working on side projects and stuff like that, which is where this comes in. And I also really love teaching. So what's going to happen is hopefully I'm going to get back to my style of actually teaching and creating videos that are like tutorials, rather than actually the past few things that I've been doing, where basically I've had Sparky and those devlogs where that's just been like, hey, check out all the stuff that I'm doing. And obviously that's more of like an update and more of like a showcase rather than an actual here's how you can do a similar thing. And then the other series that I've had was the Genesis series, which of course was just me looking back at my old games and fixing things, and that was okay. That lasted for a while. Like I think there's 6 or so episodes of that. I didn't really go anywhere with that. I might still continue to do that every now and then, but I'm realizing that it's kind of not exactly the content that you guys want to see, or not necessarily as useful to you as I might have thought that it would have been. So more or less, it's I kind of missed making those tutorial videos, and I do want to get back to that because that's kind of what I started my channel with. So the things that I do have planned, I've got 2 series planned that I'm going to hopefully run concurrently, kind of interleaved. And we'll definitely talk about that in a minute. Now, first of all, I want to address a comment here that I read by Caleb Miller, right? It's going to be on the screen. I'm not going to read all of it here, but you guys can read it if you want. And it's real, like it's a real comment, right? It's one of those like, hey man, I'm being real with you. And I like comments like this. I really do. Because I mean, I don't have as much time to spend on YouTube as I'd like. And this isn't something that I can just sit down and brainstorm with my team or something and be like, okay, this is what we need to do, right? This is kind of like, hey, I have an idea and I pop it out there. You guys have to realize this, right? Like, YouTube isn't my job. And the amount I make from YouTube is very, very small. So I do it for fun, really. Like, if we're being real here, like I started doing this for fun. I'm doing it for fun now. It's nothing to do with like, hey, let's make this video because it's going to bring in more money or something like that. I more or less just make videos that I enjoy making. And it's always kind of been like that. And which is why you might see me be a bit kind of sporadic and a bit random with the videos I put out. And that's because, hey, like on that day, I felt like making this video. On this day, I felt like making this video. And obviously for me, it's like, hey, I can put out a video and people can watch it and hopefully enjoy it. And a lot of you guys are like that. But obviously, for those of you who actually kind of take this seriously and you're like, well, I want to become a software engineer, I want to become a game programmer. How do I do that? Like, this channel is becoming less and less of a place for you guys to actually learn how to do all that. So the cool thing, yeah, like essentially I do want to get back to the old kind of style. And I've got 2 series ideas that I'm going to kind of pitch to you guys. And then we'll see what happens. I am going to make both of them at the same time, probably. Expect like one episode a week or something like that, right? There's no way I'm going to be able to do anything more than that, but hopefully I'll have time to do this. But basically, the first series I want to do is a C++ series, right? I've never done a programming language series on my YouTube channel. I think it'd be cool to put together like a little series in which I talk about how to actually write code in C++, especially because a lot of people do it incorrectly. And I mean, I've been writing C++ code professionally for just over 2 years now. And with a particular kind of, I guess, importance towards optimization and writing fast code, because of course I work on the engine team and game engines needs to be very, very fast. But because of that, like, I feel like there's a lot of kind of misconceptions about C++, and there's a lot I can really bring to the table in terms of, hey, this is how you write proper C++, especially in the context of game programming, because that's a bit different than other software. Especially when you have people like the C++ kind of committee, who of course don't really care particularly much about speed or optimization, and they're more or less in the game of, hey, this should look nice, or this should, like, let's just, like, make this API kind of extensible, and they're more or less in the kind of, let's make this easier to program, or let's make this more powerful, but they don't really care too much about performance, which is a problem, and why a lot of people actually end up, why a lot of game studios actually end up replacing C++'s core libraries with their own, because it's just not really good for games or anything like that. So C++ with like a kind of focus on game development, I think is quite a unique kind of experience, and I'm not 100% sure how I'll put that series together. But in terms of that series though, like, I feel like a good way to put that together would be a little bit snappier than my other videos. So maybe I'll throw in a few edits. I could spend like a week producing a video, but the problem with that is that, first of all, like, I don't like making videos. Like, I don't like editing videos. I never have. That's actually the reason why I stopped being a filmmaker. I used to be a filmmaker. I used to do like freelance film and stuff like that. And I actually wanted to be like a film director or a film producer as like and by film I don't mean like necessarily like feature film. I mean like any kind of video, really, like, advertising, music videos, stuff like that, anything. Like, really, I wanted to be a producer and director for that. But I just hated editing so much that I basically just decided, hey, you know what is like kind of film but maths as well? Game development. And then I kind of got into that. But anyway, I'm not here to tell you guys my life story. So the idea is that I don't like editing, and because of that, I love the kind of live style videos, right? Where I can just kind of sit in front of a camera for about 30 minutes, write a bunch of code, talk about a bunch of things, and then just put that on YouTube. That works for me. But that's also really annoying, because watching 30 minutes on a topic that could be explained in 5 minutes is really annoying. And I know when I watch other people and I just want to know one thing and I have to watch a 30-minute video. It's great if you know me, and it's great if you want to hear me talk, and you just want to listen to my voice, which I know there are a few people who are like that. But if you're not one of those people, then obviously this channel is just going to drag you down. So I do want to cut the kind of, hey, let's, spend half an hour discussing one line of code, and I want to make it a lot snappier and a lot more informative and a lot more focused, and, not distracting and anything like that. So I won't script anything, but I will have a plan and I will edit it together so it's a lot snappier. That's one thing I want to do with the series. And then, for those who do care about me and my personal life and like want to, hear me talk about random stuff, I'm probably going to do that during live streams, because I do want to start live streaming again on twitch.tv/the Cherno. So I'm not sure when I'm going to have time for that. I'm going to settle into this series first, and then maybe in a couple months, when that's all stable, I will transition to live streaming. But during live streams and stuff like that, they're a better kind of place of me talking about who I am, and also you guys asking questions, because I know you guys love asking questions about random stuff. So that's that series. And then the other series I had in mind was an OpenGL series. Finally, right? How do you use OpenGL? Now, it is a bit late coming into this particular, like, considering that Vulkan is supposed to be replacing OpenGL. But I want to tell you guys two things as to why I still want to make an OpenGL series. First of all, Vulkan is very, very early days, to the point where most drivers do not support it, both Android and Windows, and I haven't actually used Vulkan on Mac or Linux, but Android and Windows drivers are at the point where you issue one incorrect or one, not so correct Vulkan API call on Android and your device restarts. Like that's how early days this is. And Windows is like, whilst I haven't seen a Windows computer reboot because of Vulkan, it is incredibly dodgy right now. And honestly, making a Vulkan series right now would be pointless because I would never use Vulkan in any of my stuff yet. It's way too early. This is just like, it's a step backwards really right now. And hopefully they will, because it is turning out to be a bit terrible. Hopefully they come back and make Vulkan actually good. That being said, OpenGL still a valid series that I want to do. OpenGL, modern OpenGL, of course. And then actually, so almost like the beginning of the Sparky series, but I'll talk about everything I write, and we'll talk about good practices, we'll talk about performance, we'll talk about how to write stuff correctly, we'll talk about shaders, we'll talk about everything really to make a good proper 3D game in OpenGL. And again, that will be in the same style as this, where it's kind of all quickly edited and on like more to the point, right? Enough about just rambling on about random stuff. Although I will have to obviously give my opinions on certain OpenGL API calls and like their relevant performance and all that stuff. I'll do that anyway. But like, as in, we won't drag this out too long so that the videos will be easy for me to produce. They won't take too long. And there won't be too much content in them, but the content will be extremely, just really concise, right? I'm hoping for minimalism and concisement. I don't know how to say that. Concisity. Okay? Anyway, you guys get what I mean, right? I'm going to make the videos concise. So that's the plan. And then, of course, going on from that, when I finish the OpenGL series, if ever, probably move on to something like DirectX and do something like that. And then hopefully when that's done, so in like a few years or whatever, Vulkan will be ready and I can do that. But that's the idea. That's my plan for this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know if you think I'm missing something. I know that both of those things, C++ and OpenGL, will have nothing to do with games. Okay, that is one thing that I'm missing. But I think that this channel is more about the technology behind games and core technology and writing stuff from scratch. That you guys, if you guys want to learn how to make games, you know, you can just look at some Unity tutorial or something like that, and you'll see what kind of code you need to write to script games. Okay, but if you're interested, instead of using Unity, if you want to write your own technology behind the games, you can kind of watch my videos, hopefully, and that will explain everything to you, and then you can kind of integrate them with other videos for the time being, and then maybe I'll get to making game videos. But the truth is, like, I'm not that into games, and because of that, like, I'm not that keen right now, at least, to make videos on how to make games, if that makes sense. I'd rather make videos on other kind of core technology topics, and then when the time comes and we've built up hopefully a library of code, like through these videos, yeah, we'll hopefully then maybe there might be time for that stuff. But that's kind of my plan for the year. So I'm not going to say when to expect these. Sometime in February, I'd like to put out a video that's already like the C++ series or the OpenGL series. Let me know which one you guys want first. As I did say, I'm going to interleave them and I'm going to make them both at the same time anyway. But if there's one that you guys particularly are more excited about, I don't know. I think they go hand in hand. And I think I'm going to basically do 1 week OpenGL episode, or 1 week C++ episode, 1 week OpenGL episode, C++ OpenGL, like that, starting with C++ probably. So that like, maybe I can even tie the series together somehow so that, you know, you can learn kind of both at the same time, because OpenGL, of course, will be in C++. So yeah. All right. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I've missed anything important that you think I should put in. Or maybe I'm forgetting a huge series idea that you guys really want to see. I don't think so, though. I think that's a good kind of start. And then hopefully we'll be able to come up with some high quality videos, and you guys will be able to learn a lot. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you like this plan, just hit the like button below. That'll let me know that you guys actually want to see these videos, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye. Vroom.